Hi, welcome to Out of Combat. This is the after show where we talk about the latest episode of Casters and Cantrips. This was episode 5. Oh my gosh, 5. Episode 5. So this is episode 5 of Out of Combat. I'm Bunny Dreadful. I play Emmy. I'm here with Kid Kerrigan, who plays Cooter. And of course, I'm here with Mac and Cheese Please, who plays Taj.
Hi.
Guys, this is our first all the ladies night together alone. Wow. Do you want to talk shit about the boys while they're not here?
Yeah, the boys suck.
Let's talk about how small Azaric is. Oh, sorry, wait, we didn't see because it was
we
misty.
Didn't see. It was very misty.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, girl talk, girl question. If you were to have a crush on any of the guy players or girl players, I don't know which way your character swings.
My character, as our character.
Yeah, as our character, who would you have a crush on if you had to?
Well, this is easy because I think Emmy has a crush on Azaric. It's more of like a fangirl kind of thing because she thinks he's like this really cool pirate. She also feels the same way about Taj, but Taj is kind of mean to her.
She is.
I think she kind of has a crush on both of them of just like, they're both really sexy. She's like, they're really attractive and they're pirates and they like live these really free adventurous lives, which is like something that Emmy really wants. She wants to be free, right?
It's everything she's read in every novel that she could get her hands on.
And you guys don't know all the details yet, but her life back home is not, it's like the opposite, right? So she's like, she's like obsessed with like, oh my God, I want to be a pirate and join them on these adventures. And so and of course, Azaric's very like charismatic and attractive. Yeah. So I don't think it will last long because
he's kind of suave.
He's very suave. Yes.
Yeah. I would say the same for Taj. I think Taj also likes Azaric. Like they have this flirty nature with each other because we've known each other for a while now, you know? And so I kind of think of us as like those friends who like each other, but like we'll never say anything and we'll never act on it because we don't want to like hurt the friendship.
Maybe you're like, well, if neither of us finds anybody else in 30 years, then we both know that's what's going to happen. But neither of us is like going to force it, or we don't really care. We've got other priorities.
Sure. Yeah.
I love that.
Meanwhile, Cooter's just Cooter. Like maybe get a few whiskeys in her, see what happens. But otherwise, I think I don't think she would she wouldn't go out of her way to like she's not outrightly interested in anybody, right? But like she'll be like party grandma as soon as she
Okay, but now what if we go to, let's say we go to the tavern and sitting there at the bar is just the most handsome gentleman turtle that you've ever seen.
Granddaddy turtle. She would probably creep on that though.
She'd go for it. Okay. We gotta make that happen now.
Do you like tinkering?
That's what I was just thinking. Someone needs to make a turtle NPC so we can get Cooter a love life.
What about the guy from season 1?
That was like 100 years ago or something. But wait, how long do turtles live?
Forever.
Forever?
Like 500 million years.
Cooter's like what, 150 or something?
How long do turtles live?
A long time, I think.
Yeah, okay. What was his name? Bickwin?
It could be the older man, like, like she's already grandma.
250.
That's so funny. She's grandma, but she's like, "Oh, I'm so naughty. I'm dating an older man."
Well, she's already 214.
Well, they can live up to 250, says fandom.com. Totally an official source.
100 years ago. So this would line up, but like,
what if they knew each other?
They might.
Oh my gosh,
they might.
What? He was. Okay, we gotta figure this out. We gotta figure this out, you guys.
I like it.
We gotta figure this out,
dude. I'm
shipping it. I'm shipping it so hard. Okay, but what do we think about? Okay, because here's the thing: we usually ship VS's character.
We do.
But there's not really like.
Not yet. Not yet.
I know.
I mean, it's only episode 5. There's so many people to ship
so much room. We need more NPCs. We need more NPCs made. But it is an attractive group, I will say.
We have sister lady.
Yeah. The step on me mommy is what the fans are calling her.
Are they really?
Inquisitor. Yeah.
That is too much.
Yeah.
Well,
It's so
I wonder if her and Taj are from the same place because they have the same accent.
They do. I want to know more about that. I want to know
find that out,
more about her background, but especially Taj's background, because I suspect, even if you don't know all the details yet, I suspect there will be a lot there.
I bet Max knows the details.
What do
I'm the worst with coming up with backstory for my character. I literally think I have like 4 sentences on there. So now that I know the world a little bit more, I might just like low-key add some extra stuff just to like flesh her out, because I never really know what, like when I create a character, I am like creating a character of like up into that moment of they met. So like I'm not thinking about what she did 10 years ago or her childhood or why she is the way she is now, you know, which I think is important when you're creating a character. But like my mind is just like smooth brain and just doesn't think that far. I'm like, okay, how do we get in this situation that we're about to be in? Like that's as far as it goes.
I think I don't think there's any wrong way to go about making your characters, because sometimes it's easier to think of that stuff like in the moment.
Sure.
Well, like, I'm like a good procrastinator, and when I have to think of something on the spot, I do like a really good job that way. I don't actually do that with my characters, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Well, like Kuda has like a massive, like I have so much background information on her, but
you also have like 200 years to fill or whatever.
Well,
that's true.
But also there's not much opportunity yet to like fit that stuff in. Like there's a lot of stuff that she would know. Like she's been around this whole place and she knows things and she hears stuff and she's so smart. But like I think she might have actually like crossed paths with Hayden like heaps of times.
Okay.
Low key.
So when you guys were having your conversation, well, when you two were having that conversation, I kind of got the vibe that like you know way more than you're telling us, and you have this whole secret mission that you're
That's
on.
What I was thinking.
Like, I know you have a secret mission. I know it. Like
there is so much information that I'm just like waiting for an opportunity to just like, because like she is on a mission. It's just like it's hard to, because it's such a long journey to get there, right?
Right.
Like, and so it can't, like, she's not the main character of this story. And so when there's those, so I totally get like, well, yeah, to a degree though.
Everyone gets like their like arc, right?
Yeah.
So like in campaign 1, Max did a really good job of like giving everyone their moment, you know? And so everyone had a moment, whether it was for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, or like in like Vin's case, it was like the underlying story of the entire campaign, you know? But like everyone had a bit. And so like you'll have your like main story arc. It's just when
it'll come. It's just a matter of when. And it's a matter of like how hard you want to like lean into it. If that makes sense. Yeah.
And that's why I understand the smooth brain thing. Because for me, like all that information is there, but like you can only use as much of it as you're given the opportunity in the moment as well anyway. So like either you add to whatever you had, or you're like, oh yeah, this thing. I wonder if that's going to, like I want to, that's why I want to be investigating all these flower things. I'm dissecting moss monsters and stuff.
I'm like, what is she doing over here?
Yeah, I'm like, what is she doing?
Taj is like, give her information and she will love you. Like she kind of like uses people for info, you know? Yeah. And so like, there's going to be a moment where like you and I get a watch together and she's just going to like dissect you and figure you out, you know?
Ooh, can that happen next time? Because I want to watch that so bad.
But it's also like Kuda doesn't really have anything to hide necessarily. It's just that she's so unassuming that like no one's particularly interested in.
We just think your grandma. It's like when you, it's like when you get old, that whole thing of like you can get away with a lot more because people are just like, oh, it's just like a nice old grandma. Yeah.
Like that old meme of like the grandma on the walker being like, back in my day, and they're like, okay, grandma.
Yeah. It's kind of like Emmy. Like Emmy has so much going on too that we don't know about. But
fucking Emmy, man.
She's telling you. She's not hiding anything. She's just like shy about it more than anything. I guess.
Exactly. It's just in Kuda's case, she doesn't have any, like, there's nothing particularly interesting to tell, but it kind of develops everything over time. It kind of explains why she was there.
I love Taj's attitude. Yes, Emmy, it is so funny because I feel like last season our characters were like best friends.
We're best friends. And now we're like,
stop talking to me.
Well, I think it's so funny that Emmy feels that way about Samuel because in Taj's mind, she's like, have you heard yourself talk? Like, you are literally Samuel, you know? And so it's like frustrating to no end that like now she has two of these like nitwits with her.
Oh
she's
God,
like,
two Samuels. That is a nightmare. Yeah.
But it actually Emmy and Samuel are kind of similar to like Azric and Hayden, how like they're having the same.
Like,
that's what I said. What do you mean, idiot? Like it's literally the same people just disagreeing about the same thing.
I think it's hilarious. I love it because it's like, do you see that? That's how people are in real life. Like people suck at communicating. So I'm like really excited to see it like playing out that way. I'm excited to see it evolve. I'm excited to see the characters develop and like learn to trust each other and kind of get along with each other's like little weirdsies and stuff as we go. So I'm just like really looking forward to that. I don't know.
Well, I kind of forgot like because there was just so much going on and it kind of like slid right past my mind. But Taj went and helped Emmy when she went down, you know, and I meant to bring that up, but I just my mind was elsewhere. And I think something else was happening. And but like there was that moment where like she decided to help her when like she could have like disengaged because at that time, I think I only had like 4 or 5 hit points. Like I didn't have to help
really
you.
Low.
So
it's kind of giving me like, I'm wondering if it'll become like an older sister vibe where you're just like, God, I'm really annoyed by you, but like you still care. Right?
Yeah, come here. like stay under my arm kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Which is really sweet. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
It'll take some time though. They're not going to be friends in the first month, second month, third month, fourth month.
No. We're going to stretch it out. We're going to make it painful.
We're going to milk that shit as long as we can.
Love it. I wanted to ask before I forget how Ray felt, but we had so much combat this session, and I think usually I'm not like a big fan of a lot of combats in one session, but actually for some reason this session I was so into it. I was like kind of refreshing in a way. It was just like was what I needed.
Yeah,
how'd you guys feel?
Because because the thing is, combat gets boring when you play combat for the sake of playing combat. We play combat as a group in character, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
So I think typically we all make decisions in combat as the way that our characters would, which makes it more interesting, right? Because that's what your character would do. If everyone just did everything that would be the best decision in the moment, then it would be so boring because everyone would just be like, fireball, which is fine. Like if you have one character who does that, but if everyone in the group was doing that,
like mid-maxing.
Do. Yeah, exactly.
Like the combat is still telling the story.
Yeah,
and like Cooter is a great example because every time on your turn, you're just like, oh, hey, Nick. Oh.
Because that's what she does. Yeah. And then Tasha's like, God, you useless bastards. And then she'll like do something useful. And then Emmy's like, you've got like a Swiss Army knife of stuff you can do.
You really do.
Hayden's got a Swiss Army knife of stuff he does.
I love that utility aspect of the druid. It's like why I love druids so much. Yeah.
This is my first time playing a wizard, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta prepare spells. And so I have all these spells. Like there's some spells I haven't even used that you haven't even seen because like I'll prepare it and I'm like, nope, that isn't the situation for it. So
It's hard.
And Tosh has a secret that she's not sharing with anyone, but I haven't been able to like role play it correctly yet. So I'm trying to like
We'll get there.
Wait for that moment
Feel it out.
to like, well, and I kind of want it to be stretched over several times. And it's supposed to happen in the morning, but every time it's the morning, Max goes right into like, all right, it's the morning and now we're doing blah, blah. And I don't want to like interrupt and be like, well, excuse
you should interrupt.
me.
Next time be like, oh, it's morning.
Yeah.
Just like interrupt. Yeah. Do it.
Should.
Just do it.
So, because the thing that I'm keeping from you guys in my mind is like going to be a morning thing, or maybe I'll make it to like have it be more smoother for Max's story, you know? I'll do it at night, like while I'm about to go to bed. I'll like do a thing, and then
I think it's okay to adjust things to make it work. Like,
for me, yeah.
Like it's okay if you weren't doing it before. Like you can just switch it up now. It's not like a big deal. That's the cool thing about D&D is it's like not only is it collaborative storytelling, it's sort of a cumulative storytelling in a way where it's like constantly building on itself, and it doesn't have to be. It never has to be.
Correct.
Better in the past. It's like always about doing what's better for the future, if that makes sense. You're always like looking
just like improv
forward.
Yep. Yeah. You're only on a 5. So like, you know, we can do whatever we want.
I was thinking like in our, and you weren't here for this, you know, but like our last campaign, I think it took us a good 10 to 15 episodes before we really were getting comfortable playing with each other and getting in the swing of things. It's actually amazing because you haven't been here nearly that long. And I already feel like we're all comfortable playing.
We've been playing for a while.
You've been here longer. So it's great. But I think, like we shouldn't put pressure on ourselves because it took us a while to get the swing of things with our characters before. And we're already like kind of hitting the ground running this season, I feel.
Yeah.
So
I think it's been a really good season so far. And like, again, only 5 eps in. So I'm excited to see like the world building that Max has and diving into all of our characters. Because like, I feel like we're not the villains, but like we kind of are, you know.
We're not the good guys. We're not bad. We're not
the worst guys either.
Yeah, we're not. We're not even anti-heroes. We're more just like some guys.
Just some guys that happen to have a boat, maybe. Yeah, no, I love it though.
We have to get a boat. Well, no, the world building is really cool.
I think it can get boring when every single campaign, like you're the heroes and you're doing the hero. Like it's like you don't have to be the heroes, but you also don't have to be like inherently evil either. Like you can
be self-serving.
Yeah, you can be self-serving and a little naughty, and I feel like that makes it more fun.
Be a little naughty.
Chaotic neutral vibes.
I usually play good characters because I like to be the good guy, but I don't like to be like the hero of the, like when you play video games and you're like the ultimate hero of the universe. I'm like, I'm not really into that, but like I want to do the right thing when it comes down to it, but I want to have some fun along the way.
Well, I suppose you two actually have like the most good or the goodest or like the more like good aligned
intentions.
Which I think will keep the group on track so that if you want to be more on the other side.
Well, because I feel like Hayden and Azaric and myself are like, we feel the vibe that I'm getting is like we're all kind of on the same page. And then you two are just on another chapter.
We just got dragged along this journey.
Yes.
I think that'll lead to some interesting decision making, like where we have to make a hard choice and like the characters might be split. And I think that's going to be really interesting. So I'm actually looking like, I think a lot of times people worry about characters not getting along and like making it hard on the story, but I'm like, no, that's going to be fun to play.
That is the story.
Yeah. It's going to be so exciting. So I'm really excited.
It's going to be good.
I do want to say, okay, so this is the first time we've done an out of combat with just the ladies, and we should talk about this more in the future, but just like real quick, how do you all feel being in a game? Like, I don't know about you, but most games I've played in don't have that many other like let's be honest, non-cis male representation. Like, I feel like I don't get to play with a lot of girls, and I was like really excited when Mac, when you joined, I was like, oh, good, grab like another girl, because I just think it completely changes the way the game ends up playing sometimes. And I was just curious if you guys have had any past experiences or how you feel about it, or is this something we should like, maybe we need a whole episode just to talk about just this. I don't know.
Now that I think about it, I think like besides like campaign 1, this is the only other campaign I've ever played in like my 6 or 7 years of D&D that has had a singular girl. Like I've always been the only girl because I would play it like D&D card shops. You know what I mean? And like it's really male dominated, or like Drew's friends had a campaign and like I was the one girl playing, you know? So I feel like I haven't really had a chance to play with other women, and it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Get girls into role playing in D&D.
Yes, yes.
I must be lucky because I think most of my games were either like one of the one shots that I did was specifically like entirely women and non-binary
that's
players.
awesome.
That's great.
Which was awesome. But then it can also, because it's all like the masculine and feminine energies, right? And like the mixture of the two or whatever. I do like having it a bit more split because I noticed that the more women that we had, it was like very heavily like role playing and lots of that kind of stuff. And it can get so mentally draining trying to keep up with all the theater. So like having the masculine energy of like, yes, we are going to have some combat and we're going to make some decisions just now like and whatever.
Nice balance. Yeah,
exactly. So I have noticed that the more balanced games are a lot nicer. But then also if you have games that have too much masculine energy, it's all like, let us roll dice, and that is
very
something that happens, and then we continue.
Very min-maxy and very
exactly.
I gotta be the toughest dude in the room.
So by far this campaign,
it can be too much.
So by far this campaign has felt like the most balanced and the most well-rounded in terms of the Dungeons and Dragons experience, so to speak.
It's awesome.
So it's really cool.
I love that. I feel like we should talk about this more. I wonder if people would want to hear us, the three of us, talk about like our experiences in both D&D, but maybe also gaming and nerd culture being women. Maybe we could do a one of the Monday episodes on that. So if that's something,
that was my idea. I was gonna say we should just take it over. We should just like we can call it Ladies' Night, and then like have like a fun graphic of like a neon sign blinking pink, Ladies' Night, like D&D takeover.
It's like a stamp over the Tome of Knowledge thing. It just gets stamped out by the Ladies' Night logo.
Yeah. Okay, if this is something that you all would want to see, comment. Let us know.
In the comments.
Comment, like, subscribe, share, tweet at us, comment everything.
The Discord.
Not me. But I think we're gonna call it for tonight. But let's think about that, because that could be really fun. And make sure you guys comment if you want to see more, and we'll be back next week with more episodes of all the things I'm supposed to say that I don't remember how to do it because
what time and where
Max isn't here. Monday, Tome of Knowledge at 7 Pacific's times, and then Friday, Casters and Cantrips will be back with another episode at 6 p.m. Pacific time and more Out of Combat.
Where can they find it?
Twitch.tv/casters and cantrips and casters and
cantrips. Casters and cantrips website.
Casters and cantrips, twitch.tv.
Casters and cantrips. All right, Cuter. Say goodnight, everybody. Goodnight.
Oh, you sweet thing.
Bye.
Maybe they shouldn't let us do our own episode.
It's a terrible idea.
Tome of Knowledge After Dark. Bye.